The twin suns of Erythra 7 hung low in the sky, casting golden light across the vast plains of the human colony. The planet's red sands stretched for miles, dotted with domed settlements and experimental research stations. It was a harsh world, yet humans had learned to thrive here, bending technology and determination to their will. Among them, Commander Auric Vale stood tall, his gaze fixed on the horizon. Auric was a man built by challenges. Years in the Galactic Frontier Corps had tempered his body and mind. He had led missions into uncharted star systems, survived attacks by rogue alien factions, and solved problems that others said were impossible. Yet today, his heart carried a challenge unlike any he had faced. Dr. Leora Venn. Leora was brilliant, one of the most talented scientists in the human colonies. She specialized in terraforming and alien ecology, and her ideas had shaped many of the new worlds humans now called home. She was also the only person whose opinion mattered enough to make Auric nervous.
He had admired her from afar for years, not just for her mind,
but for her unwavering courage and unique perspective. He had come here with a proposal, a chance for the two of them to work together on the largest terraforming project humanity had ever attempted. A new planet, Nova Aelios, promised fertile land and abundant resources, but its alien atmosphere and violent storms had defeated previous attempts. Auric's plan was bold. A combination of his engineering innovations and Leora's ecological expertise could succeed where others had failed. Auric found Leora at the research center's observation deck. She was reviewing climate simulations, her eyes scanning streams of data floating in holographic panels. She didn't notice him at first. He cleared his throat gently. "Dr. Venn," he said. His voice was calm, though his heart beat faster than usual. Leora looked up, her sharp green eyes meeting his. "Commander Vale," she said. A polite nod, but no warmth. "I've been reviewing your recent work on atmospheric stabilization," Auric began. "It's impressive, but I think together, we could accelerate the terraforming of Nova Aelios. I've drafted a strategy that combines your methods with my new terraforming drones. It could succeed in half the time, maybe less." Leora tilted her head, her expression thoughtful but distant. "I'm listening," she said, her tone formal. Auric explained his plan in detail. He spoke of drones that could convert toxic gases into breathable air, artificial weather regulators, and adaptive soil processors that could turn barren rock into fertile ground. He highlighted how their combined skills could make Nova Aelios not just habitable, but flourishing within a few years. When he finished, he held his breath, expecting at least curiosity. Leora stared at him, silent for a long moment. Then she shook her head. "I'm sorry, Auric," she said, "but I don't think your plan will work. You're relying too much on untested machines, and your approach seems reckless. Humans have their limits. We should respect the natural order of alien worlds." Auric felt a tightness in his chest. Her words were polite, but the rejection stung. He had hoped for a partnership, a collaboration that could change humanity's future. Instead, he had been dismissed not for lack of logic, but because she doubted his abilities. "I see," he said quietly, forcing a calm tone. "Thank you for your honesty." Leora offered a small, professional smile. "You're welcome. Perhaps in the future, if circumstances change." "Perhaps," Auric replied, though he knew there would be no future collaboration, at least not one she initiated. He left the observation deck with a quiet resolve. The sun dipped lower, turning the sky a fiery orange. The planet below seemed harsh and unforgiving, but Auric felt a spark inside him. He would prove her wrong, not for her, but for humanity. Over the next few weeks, Auric threw himself into work. He improved his terraforming drones, refining their efficiency and safety. He studied Nova Aelios storms, devising adaptive shields and energy dispersal systems. Every night he stayed in the lab long after the others had gone home, driven by a vision of humans standing victorious on a new world. His colleagues noticed the change. Where before Auric had sought recognition, now he worked for results. His focus was unwavering and his progress was undeniable. The drones, once experimental and unstable, now operated with precision. The soil processors could transform barren rock into fertile fields. Artificial weather regulators balanced the planet's violent storms, making controlled regions habitable for short periods. Yet, despite the success, Auric felt a hollow absence. Leora's rejection lingered in his mind, not as a source of bitterness, but as a reminder of the obstacles humanity faced, both from alien worlds and from doubt within their own kind. One evening, as he tested a new batch of drones on Nova Alios, Arik received a message from the colony command. It was brief, urgent. A nearby mining settlement had reported an alien storm approaching faster than predicted. Lives were at risk. Arik didn't hesitate. He activated his fleet of drones, sending them ahead to stabilize the environment and protect the settlers. His team watched in awe as the machines worked in perfect coordination, diverting winds, reinforcing structures, and purifying the air. By the time the storm arrived, the settlement was safe. The success earned him recognition from the colony council. But Arik didn't feel pride. He felt validation, not for himself, but for humanity. Humans were capable of facing the impossible, of mastering worlds no one else thought they could conquer. Later, as he watched the twin suns set behind the mountains, Arik thought of Leora again. Would she ever see what humans could achieve? Perhaps she would someday. Perhaps not. Either way, he knew that humanity's future did not depend on her approval. The following months were filled with preparation. Arik led expeditions to Nova Alios, mapping the planet, planting experimental crops, and deploying drones that could adapt to the environment. Each success strengthened his belief. Humans were not limited by the doubts of others. They were limited only by their imagination and courage. He also mentored young engineers and scientists, teaching them that setbacks were opportunities and that ingenuity could overcome any challenge. They looked up to him, inspired by his calm determination and tireless work ethic. In his guidance, Arik found purpose beyond personal ambition. Despite his achievements, the memory of rejection remained, quietly fueling him. He often wondered if Leora ever reconsidered her choice, but he never reached out. He had learned a valuable lesson. Human progress was earned through action, not approval. One morning, Arik received a report from Nova Alios that thrilled and alarmed him. One of the drones had detected unusual energy readings deep beneath the planet's surface, an alien structure, ancient and massive. Its origin was unknown, its purpose a mystery. For the first time, Arik felt a thrill beyond personal ambition. This was more than terraforming, it was discovery. Humans had survived storms, engineered life where none existed, and now they were on the brink of uncovering secrets that could change everything. He realized that rejection, setbacks, and doubt were small obstacles compared to the vast potential of humanity. And in that moment, under the twin suns of Erythra 7, Arik Vale smiled. He would face whatever came next, not for recognition, not for revenge, but for the promise of a future only humans could create. And somewhere in the distance, though he did not know it yet, the path that would bring Leora back into his life had already begun. 6 years had passed since Leora Ven had rejected Commander Arik Vale's proposal. In that time, Arik's life had changed, but his determination had only grown stronger. The human colonies on the frontier had expanded, their settlements thriving on planets once thought uninhabitable. Technology had advanced, but the heart of humanity, courage, creativity, and perseverance remained the true power behind every achievement. Arik now commanded the Stellar Vanguard, a team of engineers, scientists, and explorers known for tackling the most dangerous assignments on the frontier. They had completed terraforming projects that others had deemed impossible and had survived encounters with alien species more advanced than humanity. Yet Arik never allowed success to make him arrogant. Every challenge was a lesson, every setback an opportunity to grow. Today, his attention was focused on Nova Alios, the planet that had once been a dream and now was his greatest challenge. The planet's surface had changed dramatically over the years. Red deserts had given way to patches of green, and controlled weather systems now allowed small human settlements to thrive. Yet the planet was far from safe. Storms still roared unpredictably, and strange alien structures hinted at a civilization long gone but not forgotten. Arik walked across the observation platform of his command center, watching the horizon. His team was already at work, monitoring drone deployments and analyzing the planet's unstable weather patterns. Each drone represented months of design, testing, and refinement. Some were capable of purifying air in toxic zones. Others stabilized the ground during seismic activity. Together they formed a system of protection and advancement that showcased human ingenuity at its best. Commander Vale, said Tessa Marlowe, his deputy and longtime friend. We've detected unusual energy signals near the southern hemisphere. They're stronger than anything we've seen before. Arik frowned but did not hesitate. Prepare the reconnaissance drones. I want a full scan. Keep the team on standby for rapid deployment if needed. Tessa nodded and tapped commands into her tablet. Already in motion, sir. The drones should reach the site in 30 minutes. 30 minutes felt like an eternity, but Arik used the time wisely. He reviewed reports of alien activity on nearby planets, cross-referencing patterns and analyzing the potential threats. His mind moved like a well-oiled machine, never stopping, always calculating the next step. The drones returned with detailed images of a massive structure partially buried beneath Nova Elio's surface. Its architecture was unlike anything human or human-inspired. Sharp angles, glimmering panels, and strange energy conduits suggested a technology that had not been seen in thousands of light years. It's impressive, said Tessa, her voice a mixture of awe and concern. Could it be from the old alien civilization theorists have speculated about? Possibly, Arik replied. But theories don't matter here. What matters is what it can do, and whether it's dangerous. Arik activated the drone relay and sent a small team to survey the structure's exterior. While humans were capable, he knew caution was essential. The frontier had taught him that alien artifacts could be both treasure and trap. Hours passed. The team transmitted live images and sensor data. The structure appeared dormant, but subtle energy fluctuations suggested it was not completely inactive. Arik analyzed the readings and gave instructions to cautiously deploy a small crew for a closer look. Humans thrive where others fail, he muttered to himself, a mantra he had lived by since Leora's rejection. We adapt, we learn, we survive. As the sun set behind the mountains, painting the sky in shades of gold and crimson, Arik's team began their descent into the alien structure. The air was tense with anticipation. Each step forward was a testament to human courage. Every human aboard that mission knew they were pushing the limits of survival, technology, and discovery. Inside the structure, the walls pulsed with soft blue light. Alien glyphs lined the corridors, shifting subtly as if observing the intruders. Arik led his team carefully, using human ingenuity to navigate traps and analyze energy flows. His leadership was calm, decisive, and precise. A perfect example of humanity's ability to master situations that seemed impossible. Commander, said Dr. Kellen Rios, the lead scientist. These glyphs, they respond to our movements. It's almost like the structure is aware of us. Arik nodded. Then we proceed carefully. Remember, we're explorers, not conquerors. Study first, act second. Hours turned into a full day as they mapped the alien interior. Strange machinery hummed softly, and in one chamber they discovered a central device that seemed to regulate the structure's energy. Arik's engineers marveled at the technology. Though far advanced, it had weak points that humans could understand and manipulate with their tools and creativity. This is humanity's advantage, Arik said quietly. We may not match alien technology in power, but our ability to think, adapt, and cooperate gives us an edge no machine can predict. The team spent the night in the structure, cautiously establishing a temporary base. Humans were capable of enduring harsh conditions, finding comfort and safety in the smallest victories. Arik reflected on how far they had come, from fragile colonies to a thriving, daring civilization. Back at the colony, Arik's success with Nova Elios had made him a figure of admiration. He received reports from other colonies seeking guidance, advice, and leadership, yet he remained humble. Fame was secondary. Progress and survival were primary. He also mentored a new generation of human pioneers, teaching them the importance of ingenuity, teamwork, and resilience. These young explorers learned not only to operate machines or study alien biology, but to embrace the human spirit, to rise above fear, doubt, and setbacks. Yet despite the progress, Arik sometimes thought of Leora. He wondered if she had noticed how far he had taken their shared dream, how humans had transformed Nova Elios into a beacon of hope. He did not dwell on resentment. Rejection had been a lesson, not a barrier. It had pushed him to grow stronger, to lead humanity into spaces others feared to enter. As months passed, Nova Elios began to flourish. Humans planted crops in controlled zones, harnessed energy from geothermal vents and established research outposts. The planet, once barren, now teemed with the potential of life and progress. One day, as Arik walked through a newly stabilized region, he watched a group of young colonists tending to crops in greenhouses. Their laughter and determination reminded him of why humans ventured into the frontier. "We've come a long way," Tessa said, joining him. "When you first started this project, I didn't think it was possible. Now look at this place, it's thriving." Arik smiled. "Humans thrive where others fail. That's always been our strength. Technology helps, but it's courage, creativity, and unity that make the difference." Tessa nodded. "And you've shown that better than anyone. Even if Leora never returns, humanity will remember what we've done here." Arik's thoughts were silent, but he felt the weight of her words. Humanity's achievements were never tied to one person's approval. They belonged to all who dared to dream, to try, and to endure. One evening, as Arik reviewed sensor logs from Nova Aelios' southern hemisphere, the unusual energy readings returned. The alien structure deep beneath the surface had changed. Energy pulses were stronger, more regular, almost like a heartbeat. This could be significant, Arik said to himself, or dangerous. Either way, humans need to see it. He prepared a specialized team to descend once again, equipping them with advanced drones, protective suits, and analytical tools. Every detail was considered. Humans might not be the strongest species in the galaxy, but their intelligence, preparation, and teamwork often gave them an unbeatable advantage. As the team prepared for deployment, Arik stood outside the command center gazing at Nova Aelios. The planet glowed under the twin suns, a mix of harsh wilderness and budding life. It was a symbol of humanity's resilience, how far they had come in 6 years and how much further they could go. "Humans are unstoppable," he whispered. "We adapt, we endure, we thrive." Little did he know, somewhere across the galaxy, a familiar presence had begun moving toward him. A presence that would test not only his leadership but humanity's spirit once again. The return of Leora Venn was on the horizon, and with her arrival, the frontier would face challenges more personal, more urgent, and more daring than ever before. But for now, Arik focused on Nova Aelios, on his team, and on the human potential that shone brighter than any alien technology. 6 years of growth had proven one truth. Humans could rise alone, but when united, they were unstoppable. 6 years had shaped Commander Arik Vale into a leader of unmatched skill and determination. The human colonies on the frontier now looked to him as a symbol of ingenuity, courage, and resilience. Nova Aelios had transformed from a harsh red wasteland into a thriving hub of human progress. Yet even as humans celebrated their triumphs, the galaxy remained full of unknown dangers. It was during one of these moments of triumph that Arik received a message that made him pause. The transmission was unexpected, urgent, and unmistakably familiar. The holographic interface flickered to life, revealing Dr. Leora Venn, her hair slightly grayer, her expression weary, and her eyes wide with desperation. "Arik." "Please," Leora's voice trembled. "I was wrong. I misjudged everything. I need your help." Arik's first reaction was silence. He had not expected this. The woman who had once rejected him, who had doubted humanity's ability to transform a planet, now appeared humbled and desperate. His jaw tightened, but he did not respond immediately. "What happened, Leora?" he asked finally, his voice controlled but sharp. "I miscalculated the alien sector near Tavro Station," she said. "Our colony, it's under threat. The energy fields we discovered are unstable, and the alien technology we tried to harness, it's failing. Lives are at risk, Arik. Please, I'm begging you, help us." Arik studied her carefully. The years had changed her. She looked different, yes, but what mattered was the message. Human lives were at stake, and Arik's principles would not allow him to turn away from danger. Still, he could not forget the past. Leora had dismissed him, doubted him, and left him to prove humanity's strength alone. "I will consider it," Arik said finally, his tone firm, "but you will follow my instructions completely. No shortcuts, no disregard for human methods. Understood?" Leora nodded quickly. "Yes, I understand. Whatever you say, I'll do it." The transmission ended, leaving Arik staring at the fading hologram. Tessa Marlowe, his deputy, watched him quietly. "She's asking for help," Tessa said softly. "And you're hesitating." Arik shook his head. It's not hesitation. It's caution. Humanity has grown because we act wisely, not because we rush into danger. Tessa nodded, knowing Aric's caution was part of what made him a great leader. Then what do? We help, he said finally. But we do it on our terms. Preparations began immediately. Aric mobilized the Stellar Vanguard, coordinating transport, supplies, and drone support for the journey to Tavros Station. Humans worked tirelessly, moving as one unit, demonstrating the efficiency and determination that had made them the galaxy's most adaptable species. During the voyage, Aric kept a careful distance from Leora. She was present, assisting with strategy and analysis, but he maintained strict control over every decision. He wanted to ensure that human ingenuity, not desperation or arrogance, would guide the mission. The first obstacle came quickly. As the team approached Tavros Station, their sensors detected intense energy surges emanating from the alien installation that had caused Leora's failure. Machines hummed and the station's power grid fluctuated unpredictably. "Leora," Aric said, his tone measured, "explain what went wrong." She swallowed hard. "We tried to interface human systems with the alien core without understanding its protocols. The core is semi-sentient. It reacts to intention, not commands. We misjudged it. Now it's unstable and the energy is spreading. If we don't act quickly, the colony will be destroyed." Aric's mind raced. He was calm on the surface, but inside he felt the familiar thrill of a challenge. This was a test not just of skill, but of humanity's ability to survive where others would fail. He formulated a plan, using drones to stabilize the energy fields, humans to monitor and correct system failures, and a small team to interface directly with the alien core. "You will follow my instructions exactly," Aric told Leora. "No improvisation. If you interfere, the consequences could be catastrophic." Leora nodded, her humility genuine. "I understand. I won't make the same mistake again." The team descended onto Tavros Station, carefully navigating corridors that hummed with alien energy. The air was thick with tension, but Aric's presence inspired confidence. Every human there knew they were part of something greater than themselves, proof that humanity could overcome challenges that seemed impossible. Drones moved ahead, stabilizing the unstable energy fields with precision. Engineers monitored the readings, adjusting parameters based on Aric's calculations. Every decision was deliberate, every action coordinated. Inside the core chamber, the alien technology pulsed with a strange light, as if aware of the intruders. Leora studied the interface, carefully translating the alien signals into human terms. "It's responding to our intentions," she whispered. "It senses fear or hesitation. We must approach confidently." Aric smiled slightly. "Then let's show it what humans are capable of." Step by step, the team worked to stabilize the core. Drones extended mechanical arms, reconnecting circuits and regulating energy output. Humans monitored every system, making split-second adjustments. The alien installation resisted at times, throwing unexpected surges, but Aric's leadership kept everyone calm. As the operation continued, Leora began to see the full measure of human ingenuity. It wasn't just technology that made them powerful. It was their creativity, teamwork, and courage under pressure. She had underestimated humanity once. Now there was no doubt. Hours passed, and finally, the alien core stabilized. The energy pulses became steady, and Tavros Station was secure. The colony below was safe thanks to human skill, discipline, and resolve. Aric surveyed the team, pride evident in his eyes. "This is what humans do," he said. "We face the unknown, adapt, and survive. We do not wait for permission. We do not rely on others to protect us. We act and we endure." Leora approached him, her expression a mixture of relief and admiration. "Aric, I was wrong about humanity. I doubted you and I doubted all of us. I'm sorry." "Truly." Aric nodded, accepting her apology but maintaining the distance that respect required. Acknowledgement is not enough. Understanding and action, that's what matters. You've seen what humans can achieve when we work together. Let that lesson guide you. Leora nodded again, humbled by the experience. "I will, I promise." After the crisis, Aric and his team returned to Nova Aelios. The planet had grown even more vibrant in his absence, a testament to the human ability to thrive in adversity. Crops flourished, research continued, and settlements expanded. Aric walked among his people, observing their daily routines. Children ran freely across the green plains. Young scientists conducted experiments, and engineers maintained the drones that had become essential to survival. The human spirit was alive, resilient, and determined. Arik reflected on the events at Tavros Station. The mission had not only saved lives but had reinforced the HFY truth. Humans were capable of incredible feats when they trusted themselves and worked together. Alien technology was impressive, but it was the human mind that ultimately made the difference. As night fell, Arik stood under the twin suns' dim light, looking at the stars beyond. Somewhere out there, other challenges awaited. Other alien civilizations, mysterious phenomena, and impossible odds. Yet he was confident. Humanity would rise, adapt, and overcome. And somewhere in the galaxy, Leora Ven's return would mark a turning point, not just for one mission, but for the recognition of humanity's enduring strength. The past 6 years had proven that rejection and doubt could be transformed into purpose and achievement. Arik smiled quietly. The journey was far from over. The frontier had more secrets to reveal, more dangers to challenge, and more opportunities for humans to prove their worth. And as long as humans faced those challenges with courage, creativity, and unity, nothing, no alien threat, no obstacle, no doubt could stand in their way. The alien structure beneath Nova Ilios was unlike anything humanity had ever encountered. Its walls pulsed with soft rhythmic lights, corridors twisted in impossible angles, and energy fields hummed with a power that was both beautiful and dangerous. Commander Arik Vale led his team cautiously. Every step measured, every decision deliberate. You feel that? Whispered Dr. Kellen Rios, the lead scientist. The structure. It's alive in a way. It reacts to us, Arik nodded. Stay calm. Observe, adapt, and act. That's what humans do best. The team advanced carefully, their human-made tools scanning, analyzing, and recording every anomaly. The alien architecture was designed to challenge intruders, yet Arik saw patterns, understood weak points, and guided his team with precision. Humanity's edge wasn't raw power. It was ingenuity, courage, and teamwork. In one massive chamber, the team encountered the heart of the structure, a glowing core surrounded by floating glyphs. The core's energy pulses were strong enough to destabilize the entire planet if mishandled. Alien machinery floated in the air, seemingly controlled by thought or intent, making the environment unpredictable. This core, Leora whispered, awe in her voice. It's semi-sentient. It responds to intention, focus, and willpower. If we misstep, it could destroy us and the planet above. Arik studied the core for a moment, considering every option. Then we don't rush. We approach with logic, teamwork, and determination. That's what makes us human. The team split into 2 groups. Arik led the first group, carefully deploying drones to stabilize local energy fluctuations. Each drone was equipped with adaptive algorithms designed by Arik himself, able to adjust in real time to the alien environment. They worked flawlessly, neutralizing bursts of energy that could have crippled the team. The second group, led by Leora under Arik's supervision, interfaced with the alien control panels. She translated alien signals into human commands, carefully following Arik's instructions. Her previous arrogance had vanished, replaced by humility and respect for human methodology. Hours passed as humans and machines worked in harmony. The alien core resisted at times, sending out waves of energy that disrupted drone operations and caused the floor to vibrate. Yet humans adapted. Engineers recalibrated drones, scientists adjusted control sequences, and Arik coordinated every move with calm authority. This is what humans do, Arik said quietly, observing his team. We face the unknown, analyze it, and conquer it, not by force, but by intelligence and unity. At one point, an energy surge knocked several drones offline, sending sparks flying and threatening to destabilize the core. The chamber's walls hummed violently, and the team felt the pulse of the alien power beneath their feet. Arik acted swiftly. Using a combination of manual overrides and intuitive adjustments, he reactivated the drones and redirected energy flows. "Stay focused," he shouted. "We can do this together." The team responded with determination. Humans worked as one, minds and hands synchronized. Drones repositioned, energy fields stabilized, and the alien core pulsed steadily, responding to the calculated actions of the humans around it. Leora watched in amazement. I didn't realize humans were capable of this. You think faster, adapt faster, and your teamwork. It's remarkable. Arik glanced at her. This isn't about one person. It's about all of us. Humans survive because we don't give up. We learn, we adapt, and we trust each other. That's our strength. Deeper into the chamber, the team discovered an alien artifact connected to the core, a massive crystal lattice that channeled energy throughout the structure. Its design was elegant, precise, and extremely powerful. If harnessed correctly, it could stabilize the entire planet. If mishandled, it could trigger catastrophic destruction. Humans can handle it, Arik said, more to himself than anyone else. We've survived worse. We adapt, we endure, we triumph. The team began the delicate process of integrating human technology with the alien crystal lattice. Arik instructed them to proceed with caution, using drones to hold the structure stable while human engineers made precise adjustments. Every decision required attention, intelligence, and teamwork. One wrong move could undo everything. Hours turned into an entire day as the humans labored. Sweat ran down their faces, hearts pounded, but determination never wavered. Every drone that faltered was recalibrated. Every unexpected surge was analyzed and corrected. Humanity's creativity proved superior to raw alien power. Finally, the alien core stabilized completely. The humming ceased, the pulsing lights became steady, and the energy flows harmonized. The chamber, once chaotic and dangerous, now glowed with controlled brilliance. Humans had succeeded where few would dare to try. Arik allowed himself a brief moment of pride. He had led the team through a challenge that required courage, intellect, and unity. They had proven once again that humans could adapt and thrive even when faced with the most advanced alien technology. Leora approached him, eyes wide with respect. Arik, I understand now. I doubted humanity and I was wrong. Your leadership, your strategy, the way you've combined human creativity and teamwork. It's incredible. I've learned more in these hours than I ever expected. Arik nodded, keeping his voice calm. Understanding is important, Leora, but respect is earned by action, not words. You've seen humanity at its best today. Let that guide your decisions moving forward. The mission wasn't over yet. The alien structure had been stabilized, but its secrets were still mostly unknown. Arik instructed the team to continue careful exploration, mapping corridors, analyzing alien technology, and documenting every discovery. Every success reinforced the human advantage, adaptability, intelligence, and courage. As the team worked, Arik reflected on the journey from rejection to triumph. 6 years ago, Leora had doubted him and humanity. Today, humans had faced impossible odds, navigated alien technology, and succeeded where others would have failed. It wasn't just Arik's victory, it was humanity's. By the time the humans emerged from the alien structure, the sun was rising over Nova Aelios. The planet below gleamed green and gold, a symbol of human resilience and progress. Arik watched as his team deployed drones to monitor the planet's surface, ensuring that the energy from the alien structure remained stable and beneficial. Humans thrive where others fail, he said softly, recalling a mantra he had carried since Leora's rejection. We face the unknown, adapt, and endure. That's who we are. Leora approached him again, this time with humility and gratitude. Thank you, Arik. I will never forget this lesson. I misjudged humans, and I misjudged you. I see now what we are capable of. Arik smiled faintly. Then let's focus on the future. Humanity's journey is just beginning. There will be more challenges, more unknowns, more threats. But as long as we act with intelligence, courage, and unity, nothing can stop us. The humans returned to their colony, carrying with them the knowledge, technology, and confidence that came from overcoming an alien threat. Nova Aelios was safer, stronger, and more vibrant than ever before. Every human involved in the mission understood that their success was not due to luck or alien advantage. It was because they were human. And somewhere in the galaxy, others watched, underestimated, or doubted humanity. But for Arik and his team, those doubts no longer mattered. Humans had proven once again that their spirit could overcome any challenge. Arik looked up at the stars, thinking of the future. Alien civilizations, uncharted planets, and impossible challenges awaited. But he knew humanity was ready. Humans would continue to explore, to innovate, and to thrive. And in the process, they would leave a mark on the galaxy unlike any other species had ever done. For the first time in years, Arik allowed himself to relax. Leora had returned, yes, but it was not her presence that mattered. It was the triumph of humanity. He had led, humans had adapted, and together, they had conquered the impossible. Nova Aelios was a testament to human ingenuity, courage, and perseverance. And Auric Vale knew this. Humanity's journey had only just begun, and the stars themselves were waiting. The sun rose slowly over Nova Aelios, casting a golden light across the flourishing planet. Human settlements spread over green fields, research outposts hummed with activity, and terraforming drones glided smoothly across the terrain. The once barren world was now a symbol of human ingenuity, courage, and determination. Commander Auric Vale stood on a hill overlooking the main settlement. His eyes swept across the horizon, observing children playing, engineers adjusting energy grids, and scientists monitoring the environment. Every movement reminded him of how far humanity had come in just a few years. Leora Venn approached quietly. She had spent weeks with the team since her return, working tirelessly to repair her past mistakes and help stabilize Nova Aelios. Her posture was humble, her eyes no longer filled with doubt, only respect and determination. "Auric," she began softly, I can't thank you enough. I was wrong about everything. I misjudged humans, I misjudged you, and I put countless lives at risk. I don't expect forgiveness, but I want to make things right." Auric studied her carefully. He had faced alien threats, storms, and impossible odds, but the test of character before him now was human, personal, moral, and delicate. He nodded slowly. "Leora, you've seen what humans are capable of. You've worked alongside us, faced danger, and contributed to the safety of Nova Aelios. That is how respect is earned, not by words, but by action. And your actions speak for themselves." She lowered her gaze. "I will do whatever it takes to continue learning from you and from humanity." "I want to help." Auric allowed a small smile. "Then we move forward, not as individuals, but as humans working together." The days that followed were filled with progress. Leora assisted in refining the energy systems that controlled Nova Aelios' environment. Engineers, scientists, and colonists worked side by side, demonstrating the strength of human collaboration. One day, Auric led a team to the southern hemisphere, where the alien structure still stood as both a monument and a challenge. The structure's energy core had stabilized, but its mysteries remained. Auric wanted his team to continue learning, to push the boundaries of human knowledge. "Humans thrive when we explore the unknown," he said to his team. "Every challenge is an opportunity to grow, and every discovery is a testament to our ingenuity." The team entered the alien structure once more. Drones scanned corridors, humans analyzed data, and Leora contributed her knowledge humbly. The alien core pulsed steadily, a reminder of the danger they had conquered. Yet the team pressed forward, uncovering new chambers, alien devices, and intricate energy networks. At one point, Leora paused before a strange panel. "I think this controls some sort of energy distribution across the planet," she said. "It's incredible. Humans have stabilized it, but there's more potential here if we understand it fully." Auric nodded. "Then let's understand it. But carefully. Patience and teamwork have always been our greatest tools. The humans worked together, analyzing the alien devices, integrating them with human technology, and gradually unlocking their potential. What once seemed dangerous and impossible was now an opportunity to enhance the planet's stability, resources, and habitability. Weeks turned into months, and Nova Aelios became a thriving hub of human innovation. Humans cultivated crops, harnessed energy from geothermal vents, and expanded their settlements. The planet, once a red wasteland, was now green, fertile, and full of life. Auric spent time mentoring young engineers and scientists, emphasizing the importance of courage, creativity, and teamwork. "Remember," he told them, "technology alone cannot save us. It is our minds, our hearts, and our unity that make us strong. That is what defines humanity." Leora observed quietly, learning more from Auric's example than she could have imagined. She had returned humbled, seeking help, but she discovered something greater, the indomitable spirit of humans, capable of overcoming any challenge. One evening, as the twin suns dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the settlement, Leora approached Auric once again. "I've seen it now," she said, her voice steady. "I understand why humans thrive. It's not just technology, strategy, or science. It's our ability to adapt, to unite, to endure. You've shown me the best of humanity. Arik looked at her thoughtfully. It's easy to doubt when you don't witness it firsthand. But true strength comes from persistence, courage, and the willingness to act when others hesitate. That is humanity's gift, she nodded. I will carry this lesson forward. Thank you for teaching me, even when I didn't deserve it. Arik allowed himself a small smile. The galaxy will always challenge us, Leora. But as long as humans face it together, there is nothing we cannot overcome. The following days brought more discoveries. Humans unlocked the full potential of the alien structure, using it to enhance Nova Alios's atmosphere and energy systems. The planet flourished faster than ever before. Drones managed environmental stability, and scientists experimented with new crops and energy sources. Colonists celebrated, and Arik watched proudly as the human settlement thrived. They had faced rejection, failure, and danger, yet they had persevered. Nova Alios was no longer just a project. It was proof that humans could rise above adversity and reshape the impossible. Leora, once doubtful and proud, now moved among the colonists with respect and dedication. She helped, observed, and learned, her actions demonstrating the human spirit that Arik had long championed. One day, as the team gathered to observe a new terraforming experiment, a young engineer asked Arik, "Commander Vale, how do humans always find a way to succeed?" Arik smiled. Because we refuse to give up. We face challenges, we learn, and we work together. Humans are not defined by obstacles, but by how we overcome them. The young engineer nodded, inspired. Around them, the settlement buzzed with life, energy, and hope, a testament to humanity's triumph. Weeks later, Arik and Leora stood together on a platform overlooking the planet. The alien structure behind them pulsed gently, now fully integrated into human systems. Nova Alios stretched out before them, a vivid display of green fields, lakes, and settlements. "Do you think humanity can continue to grow like this?" Leora asked softly. Arik's gaze swept across the horizon. "We will. Humans face challenges that others cannot, but our strength is in our courage, creativity, and unity. This planet is just the beginning. The stars are waiting for us," she smiled, finally understanding the magnitude of what they had accomplished. "I see now. Humans are unstoppable when we act together." Arik nodded. "Not unstoppable because we are perfect, but because we refuse to quit. Every setback, every doubt, every obstacle is a chance to prove ourselves. That is what makes humans exceptional." The twin suns set, painting the sky with streaks of gold and orange. The wind carried the scent of fertile soil and growing crops. A reminder that humans had conquered not through force alone, but through intelligence, perseverance, and collaboration. Leora took a deep breath. "Thank you, Arik, for everything. I will never forget this lesson." Arik placed a hand on her shoulder briefly, a gesture of respect and closure. "Then go forward, Leora. Help humanity thrive, inspire others, and remember that our greatest strength lies within us. All of us working together." As night fell, the stars of Nova Alios shone brightly above. The planet had become a beacon of hope, a symbol of human achievement and proof that no challenge was too great for a united humanity. Commander Arik Vale watched the horizon, knowing that more adventures awaited, more challenges would come, and more opportunities for humans to rise above would appear. But for now, they had triumphed. They had faced doubt, danger, and the unknown and emerged stronger, wiser, and more united than ever. Humanity had proven itself not just to the galaxy, but to itself. And in that moment, under the vast expanse of stars, Nova Alios, and all who called it home, stood as living proof that humans could endure, innovate, and triumph no matter the odds.